カクタスリーグも残すところわずかとなり、日本人メジャーリーガーの活躍が期待されています。ドジャースには大谷翔平選手、山本由伸選手、佐々木朗希選手と豪華な日本人選手が在籍。今回は彼らの調整状況と開幕に向けた準備の様子を現地解説者の声とともにお届けします。この動画が面白いと思っていただけたら、チャンネル登録、高評価、コメントお願いします。
And we welcome you inside our Sportsnet LA studio. Rainy day outside, but it's perfect inside. Sitting alongside Jerry Hairston Jr. Most of the regulars, Jerry, they had today off, did not play day game after a night game, but didn't matter. The Dodgers went out there and they beat the Angels. They've won 6 in a row. Most importantly, these guys got their work in and were closer, one day closer to Major League Baseball in the regular season.
Yeah, listen, it is a game to be played. You got to get your work in. I love that. Some of the guys that have a chance to play a lot, like a Kike Hernandez, CT3 got some at-bats today. Miguel Rojas led off. So getting your work in, and we won a ball game.
We certainly did, and we go back to last October how good Kike Hernandez was, and he admitted back during Dodger Fest that he's aware, Jerry, that he's been a second-half player throughout his career, and he said this year he'd like to get off to a better start. I don't know if this counts, but he's having a really good spring, hitting over 300, and today a couple doubles, couple of RBIs.
Well, I love his approach. That's the biggest thing with Kike Hernandez. Ever since he's put on those glasses, he's seeing the ball a lot better. Look at the pop going the other way. Love the extra base hit. I think he's making a conscious effort to make sure he's got tremendous plate coverage. I love this swing here. This ball is down and away and on a line. Hits the ball off the wall right there. Great approach from Kike Hernandez. I know we've talked about the young guys, and really rightfully so. Pages, Outman. You got to remember, Kike Hernandez is an absolute baller, and we know he plays extremely well in the postseason, but maybe he's starting to grow up, John, and understand, you know what? I'm a very good player. Maybe I can get that lion's share in center field.
All right, Dodgers get the 5-3 win over the Angels in Tempe, and let's hear from Dave Roberts right now with Kirsten Watson.
Well, Dave, we saw a lot of arms in this one, but really focusing on the bullpen, whether it was Ben Kasparius doing an up-down, Anthony Banda, Alex Vesia, the list goes on and on. How have you seen those guys just kind of continue to put themselves in a good position for this opening day coming soon?
You know, to a man, the bullpen's been really good this spring. I think that they've got a great culture. They've pitched in obviously huge games in their different careers, and they know what it takes to get ready. And as you mentioned, Kasparius did an up-down. Alex looked sharp again, and Banda looked sharp. It was good to get Luis Garcia in there to clean up the inning. So all those guys came out of the pen looked really good.
And it wasn't just on that side of the ball, also the offense, whether it's been Miguel Rojas, who's had a fantastic spring, Kike Hernandez getting his bat going. Have you found that just when it comes to the timing of the swings, those guys, as well as really just the offense, are in a good spot right now?
I do. I think that kind of our guys that we're going to break camp with, I think they're taking good at bats. They understand that we're going to be leaving for Japan here in a week. And I think, yeah, you said Miggy's healthy, had the surgery past offseason. He's in great shape. He's healthy, swinging the bat really well. And Kike, all spring, he swung the bat well and hit the ball hard a lot today.
I know we've talked about, of course, there's a couple question marks you guys are looking to fill. But as you see guys just taking reps, have you felt like, everyone's really shown a lot this spring?
Yeah, I do. I think that, it's one of those things individually, collectively, we all got to kind of come together. And I think right now it's sort of a sprint right now. And guys are focused, and time is not against us. But I do feel right now we're in the right spot, given the calendar.
All right, Dave, well, congrats on this one. I appreciate you.
All right, Kirsten, you got it.
Dodgers are winners again. 5-3 the final. Landon Nat gave up 3 runs in his 2 innings. He struck out 3. Kike 2 for 3. Couple of doubles, 2 RBIs. Ben Kasparius worked a perfect inning and a third. Couple strikeouts. Alex Vesia, he had 2 strikeouts and working a 1-2-3 frame. Anthony Banda, scoreless inning as well. 1 hit allowed and had 1 strikeout. Cactus League play winding down. If you're trying to catch a game in Arizona, just 6 more chances. Noon start tomorrow against the Rangers, and then the final night game of spring is Friday in Peoria against the Mariners. The time change comes on Sunday, so the final 3 games will be at 1 p.m. LA time. All games on Sportsnet LA next Wednesday. Wheels up to Japan. Carl's Jr. moment of the game, Jerry. We like some defense, especially the old around the horn 5-4-3 twin killing Cody Hosey, Haesung Kim, and an extended Michael Chavis.
Yeah, great play there by Michael right there, getting extended. It's tough to do, John, to stretch out, especially with that flow in the back with that hair. But sometimes you can use it as a cape. Not fly off the bag, but fly enough to be able to catch the
Whatever it was, he used it perfectly on that play. We saw a scoreless inning of work from Alex Vesia today, couple strikeouts, and he has yet to allow a run this spring. He talked about it with Kirsten.
Alex, just to get back out there, have another strong outing of spring. How are you feeling, especially considering there is now only a week left here in Arizona?
Yeah. Today's outing was much better. Last outing, I got 2 quick outs, and then things kind of snowballed a little bit. But that happens during spring. So today, first pitch strikes, and then just kind of pounding the zone. It was great.
It's been a shorter off season. There's no secret about it. But how are you feeling just kind of coming into this year? And is there anything that's been, I guess, the focus for you as you are kind of ramping up your body and getting ready for this regular season?
Nothing too specific, just sticking to the plan, right? And then communicating with our trainers and the strength staff that, just making sure the body feels good. Other than that, yeah, things are good. I'm ready to get back to Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, how are you seeing just this bullpen come together? Obviously, we've been seeing some of you guys have been stacked with each other, but how are you really just seeing kind of this group, the talent, and all of it come together?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of talent, but I also think that having guys in some days and shifting us around, it also makes us closer. Because over the course of the season, things shift, man. They shift and shuffle, but it's fun. We got a good group of guys, and I'm looking forward to the season.
Obviously, last year we started the season early in Korea. What did you learn just kind of about your body and kind of managing yourself, preparing for that, and then of course coming back, you have a few days to then get ready to pick back up the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, just staying hydrated, making sure I'm eating right. Those were 2 kind of easy ones, but then at the same time sticking to the routine. The flight, the long hours, that's manageable. But yeah, it's just making it count for day in and day out. But I'm looking forward to Japan. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, before I let you go, does it feel different going into the 2025 season as a world champion?
Not really. I think yes, that we accomplished that last year. The goal is to do it again this year. That's what I'm focused on. I feel like that's what a lot of the guys are focused on, and we'll take it one game at a time.
The creator of the dogs there in the bullpen, Alex Vesia. Jerry, what an incredible 2024 he had, the 1.76 ERA. Dave Roberts was even saying he probably had a case to be an all-star last year as well. We just heard him say after today's outing, he feels really good and feels ready for the regular season.
And we know when he is feeling good, he is right, especially at the top of the zone with that fastball. Really can get anybody out. The righties, lefties, that fastball jumps on the hitter. Love the breaking ball, too, at times. And we know the compete will always be there. So, once again, getting these guys, vets like Vesia, making sure he's healthy, ready to go, and itching to start the season. So good to see Alex Vesia doing okay. And we just saw him, the interview from the dog pound, John. See the hangers behind him?
Yeah.
Yes, the clubhouse there, visiting side, is 1938 style.
2-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell was the Dodgers' first big addition of the offseason. He signed that 5-year deal on November 30th. It was a move that Andrew Friedman has been hoping to pull off really for the last several years, and now it seems like a perfect fit. From Camelback Ranch, I got connected with Snellzilla. Blake Snell, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, now a Los Angeles Dodger. Take us through that process if you can. I know it was a much different process this year as opposed to last year when you waited around for a long time, but you were able to get it done pretty quickly, and why you chose the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, first they were the first to reach out, and with that, Andrew and Gomes had the same excitement as me, and after the first conversation with them, I kind of knew this is where I wanted to be, and I was confident we could figure it out to make it happen. And then once it happened, I was just so excited, so happy, because this was the #1 place me and Haley wanted to go. And to have it happen so quickly, and for them to come after me and say they wanted me and they want me in Dodger Blue, and to make it happen is a dream come true.
I know Andrew has really wanted to get you here for a long time, and for whatever reason it hadn't worked out in the past. But you said it was your #1 place that you wanted to be. Why would you say that? Even before you started going through the process.
I thought it was cool. I mean, Andrew drafted me, so that right there, he already knew, he already believed in me then. And then just LA, West Coast. I like the team winning. They just won a World Series, but I really believe in the players that are here to continue to win. And then hearing more about just Andrew, Gomes, the staff, and what they can do to help me become the best player I can be, that sold me as well. And then, yeah, just all together was just like, there's no better place for me. I was born and raised in Seattle, and LA is just right here, quick flight. Yeah, it just made a lot of sense.
I know you've been on some really talented teams in the past, San Diego. You've been an all-star as well. When you get to the clubhouse here in Arizona and you look around, does it feel like it's somewhat of an all-star team just here at Camelback Ranch?
Yeah, a lot of talent. And it's cool to see. We all have the same. A lot of the guys that just, that are here for this year and just signed to be a Dodger this year, you could see how excited they are, the same way I am. And that's cool, but it speaks volumes to the culture that's been built here before we got here. So I'm very excited to continue to build that and make it a destination everyone wants to be a part of.
You mentioned yourself coming here and some of the other new guys. Obviously, you have the hunger to win a World Series, but I've heard so many of the guys who were on the team last year saying the hunger's even greater for them this year because they want to win it again because of how much they enjoyed winning it last year. And as a newcomer, I imagine you love hearing that these guys are still hungry for more.
Yeah, I mean, if they weren't, I'd be pretty upset. That's what you play for. So to just come here and not want that would be weird. But no, I mean, that's what happens. You got 3 Hall of Famers at the top of the lineup. All they want to do is win. Plus, when you win, it just makes everything better. Winning it fixes all problems. And it's a beautiful thing. So to be able to hear that, see that, and then as we practice and go to work and see how focused and committed everyone is, it's fun to be a part of.
You've been a part of some rivalries against the Dodgers, whether it was in San Diego or last year in San Francisco. So you've competed against this team a lot. What do you think it's going to be like being on this side now as opposed to going against them?
Well, I think we're going to be stronger because of that. I'm excited about it. I'm confident in my ability and to help us win, and I'm really looking forward to see these guys play defense and hit, and their day-to-day and how they work, and I'm really coming here to just learn as much as I can.
I like the fact that LA and Snellzilla is able to combine. You have some nice swag on your Instagram pages that you're showing off. But I wanted to ask you, where did Snellzilla come from? Is this something you've had since you were a kid? Was it high school, or what was it?
So Snellzilla came from my older brother. Like everything my older brother did, I would do. And that was his gamer tag. So then I put it as like my social media tag, just doing what little brothers do best. And yeah, and then when I got to the big leagues, all the guys started calling me Zilla and Zill, and I was like, why are you calling me that? Not even thinking about it, but yeah, that's where it came from.
Obviously, baseball is the #1 thing in your life, family as well, obviously, because you have a relatively newborn. You just got engaged recently. But what does Blake Snell like to do when he's not competing on the baseball field?
Yeah, be with my family, be with my dogs. Yeah, like hanging out with my kids, pretty amazing. I like that too. The video games have gone down a lot. I used to like video games, but now I got bigger priorities. So yeah, just hanging out with my family and building that's pretty important to me.
Does being a dad change you in any ways?
Yeah, I didn't think it would. I was pretty, like, oh, I'm gonna keep playing video games, and this is what I'm gonna do the rest of my life. And I play video games, but nowhere near the same. A lot of that time goes to my son, and yeah, I mean, I love the responsibility that I have of being a dad and just impacting my son's life. And I got 18 years to make him, the best human I possibly can.
Good stuff there from Blake Snell. By the numbers, he has actually worked less than any of the Dodgers' top 4 starters in the rotation, at least in Cactus League play. Just 1 inning of work in his lone spring start. That was 8 days ago. Tyler Glasnow has started twice. He's gone 3 innings total. Roki Sasaki made his Cactus League debut last night. 3 scoreless innings of relief. The opening day starter, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, has started 3 games and leads the team with 8 innings, 4 of them coming last night. So just 1 inning of work so far from Blake Snell in a Cactus League game. He has thrown on the backfields as well, Jerry, but fans might look at that and see a limited workload and wonder whether he will be truly built up for the start of the season.
No concern whatsoever. You got to remember, our season starts a little earlier now in Japan. We're going to have those 2 games in Japan. We already know Blake Snell will not start in one of those games. So he's getting plenty of work done, making sure he's ready when we come back and start the season. So it really needs, 3 weeks to really start to get built up. So I'm not concerned about Blake Snell whatsoever. He knows what he needs to get done. And remember, last season, he didn't have a spring training. So now he's got a long build-up. Blake Snell will be just fine.
It's all about being healthy down the stretch and into October. And then you've got Roki Sasaki. He had thrown on the backfields as well. Jerry made his Cactus League debut last night. And boy, was he impressive in his 3 innings of work.
Absolutely electric. And listen, the first thing we want to look at with Roki Sasaki, how would he fare in a big league game under the lights there? He had fastball command. That split or forkball was absolutely devastating. He did feature a slider. He threw it 3 times. I think he's going to need that pitch moving forward. But I think that is a huge step forward for Roki Sasaki, not just in Cactus League play, but now he goes out there, his next start or outing, he pitches well. I think he's in line. Game number 2 in Japan.
That's what Dave Roberts said this morning. It looks like he is back on track to start the 2nd game in Japan. Meanwhile, Tyler Glasnow threw 16 pitches in his first start, then 22 pitches in 2 innings the last time out 3 days ago. Jerry, we know he made some minor mechanical changes in the offseason, and early on he sounds pleased with how it's translating.
Well, remember, he is a big guy, so those changes can be an issue early on to make sure you repeat your delivery. Once again, similar to Blake Snell, he's got a longer time frame to get ready for the season. The most important thing, I know, John, you touched on it, making sure he's healthy throughout the season, especially the second half of the season. He's strong heading into the postseason.
Big reason why he made those mechanical adjustments to make himself, give himself the best chance to be healthy for the entire season. Yoshinobu Yamamoto built up to 4 innings last night, threw 47 pitches, retired the final 8 batters he faced. He's going to make one more start in Arizona before he gets the ball for that season opener in Japan. Jerry, he looks to be in a good spot to begin the year.
I think he's in a great spot right now. Remember, last night he did have that hiccup in the first inning, but what I loved about that start, when he went, obviously, to the stretch, he really started to execute his pitches, and he knows how to bounce back. So he got his work in. And another thing, too, he's pitched in Japan before. He knows that stadium. He knows that environment. So he's not going to be fazed by the hoopla in pitching in Japan in Tokyo. So he's built up. He'll be ready to go.
And a lot of times in these Cactus League starts, guys are just working on things, so you can ignore some of those numbers, especially from the veteran guys. And one of the few questions still to be answered this spring is, who's going to be that 5th starter to open the season? Assuming the first 4 are set with Yoshi, Snell, Glasnow, and Sasaki. Jerry, who do you like to get that final spot?
Listen, I like the Catman right now early on. Now, listen, Dustin May, you got to remember, he's working back from an injury and also working back from surgery of his esophagus. So the Catman, Tony, I think, has the edge. He's pitched extremely well. Dustin May, I think he's taken it to the bullpen. I think this is a great idea for him to kind of really smooth his first couple months back to the big leagues. We know we get Dustin May out there. Hey, brother, let it go for a couple innings. I like that idea.
All right, we'll see him on the mound for the Dodgers tomorrow. Still more to come. 3 weeks ago, Eddie.
いかがでしたか？日本での開幕戦まであとわずか。大谷選手のバットスピードは絶好調で、山本選手の投球にも手応えが感じられます。佐々木選手のデビューも期待以上の内容でした。これからも日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひチャンネル登録と高評価よろしくお願いします。次回もお楽しみに。